Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Susan, I'm a mixed media artist and today I'm working with these lovely botanicals. I got them from the flower company in Inverness and I've got a lovely array of different types of flowers here that I'm actually going to press. And I've had quite a few people asking me how I press my flowers ready for preparation to print with them and to embed them into the encaustic wax. I've got an example here of one that I did on a workshop. I used all my plants in my last workshop, which is why I have to build up my stash again, but this was a little sample piece I did with the ladies at the Cromarty workshop. So they're really fun to work with, and it's nice to have a nice variety of plants over the coming months. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay everyone, so I'm going to show you how I press my plants ready for use over the winter for using within my encaustic wax and my botanical prints. I don't have a fancy press for pressing these. I have a really simple method, and I'm sure there's lots of people out there that have got proper machines that really clamp it and everything, but a simple way for me is just an old sketchbook board that I had, that my dad actually made for me at art college. That's how long I've had this one. So then I start off with, I like cartridge paper because it absorbs water. So I use sheets that's nice and flat, it's not curling up. So I start off with a nice clean sheet. I will reuse sheets that have got paint on them, but for this I'm just going to start off with this one. So I'm trying to get areas to lie. Sometimes I'll just pull the leaves off and lay them flat if they're curling up, so I can use them individually. So I might just pull that stalk off. So you want them as they're going to lay on the plate, gel plate. I've got too many. They're just going to get squished up together. I might just pull some off. Like so. So I'm going to try and get as much as I can onto one sheet. Sometimes just changing the direction of the plant, you can get a few more on. So I've got this. So I like plants that are quite a lot of delicacy and detail. Doesn't really matter if they overlap a little bit. Okay, so I think that'll be enough for first one. Maybe get another one. Trying to fill up all the areas, white space. It's just so nice to open these up in a couple of months and get all the lovely plants that you can use. Now I bought these from the flower shop. I just moved into a new build and I've not got a lot of plants in my garden, unfortunately, but I think when I'm going to plan my garden, I'm going to be planning plants like this that I can use within my work in the future. Okay, so then once you get to that stage, all you're going to do is take another sheet and place it on top. So very simple. So I'm just going to do a stack of these, just keep working through. I also bought this fern plant. I love ferns in my work, but quite often, like the big ones are really wide and they're not so good for printing with, but I love the shape of these quite narrow ones. So I'm going to pull some of these off and use them for pressing. Little baby ones. These are nice to sort of put in between the plants just to sort of give it a bit more variety. I think these little ones will be gorgeous to print with. Okay. So I just want to show you a couple of the ways that I use these plants. So this is, I did a botanical print and then I encased the prints that I was using into the encaustic wax. So that's a really nice way to use your plants. And this one was on printed onto fabric and then used it. So there's different ways you can do it to get just slightly different effects. So I'm going to carry on just filling up these pages, and then what I do is put, for the last page, I'll just show you. So you've got your last layer, and then, so I like to get another piece of wood the same size, so it's like sandwiched in between. And then all I'm going to do is take, I really like these heavy bottles of water for pressing. I've got two, I think I might actually buy another one. Or you could use heavy books, anything that's got a lot of weight. But I reuse these for this kind of job. Or if paper's buckled as well, you can use the same technique. What to do is like spray the paper on the back and sandwich it between two sheets of the cartridge and then do this. That works really well for pressing paper. Okay, so just wanted to show you some of the leaves that were underneath the heavyweights overnight. So you can actually start printing with these the very next day, or you can leave them for months to completely dry out. But it doesn't take that long for the weights to flatten the leaves and get a nice flat shape for printing with. I've also got paint on some of these leaves because I did do a printing session after I finished yesterday, and they're really lovely to keep with the paint on them. I like to use them to encase inside the wax pieces, and actually the paint is like a plastic and it stops the plant from disintegrating. It just sort of preserves it. So it's a really lovely way to display your plants, but I also like to press them with the paint on them so I can use them in future projects. So this was one of the leaves I printed with, and it's got a beautiful shape, so I was really happy with that. Thank you for watching to the end. I hope you enjoyed following along with that session, and you'll be able to go and find some plants to press yourselves, ready for working over the winter with your jelly plates and other projects. Okay everyone, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.